Hello, everyone. Wow. If you've heard the news, I just found out today that Gene Hackman and his wife were mysteriously found unalive, and one of their family dogs in their home in New Mexico. Um, I do not usually do readings on deaths, but this really intrigued me, the mystery. And I just find it very intriguing. I mean, it sounded like they were been unalive for 2 weeks. Like, who does not check on their parents for 2 weeks? That doesn't make any sense. But just an observation, not a criticism here. But I found it very, very suspicious that one of the dogs, was in the bathroom closet. Um, Dogs don't die on their own. A German shepherd is a watchdog, so I'm getting an inclination that it could have been foul play and someone unalived the dog because obviously the dog would attack an intruder. But there's two other dogs that were alive on the property. So my intuition is saying if it was foul play, they would not kill all three dogs because that would be super obvious that it was foul play. Obvious, right? And perhaps other dogs were outside, or they were not aggressive type dogs or watchdogs. But let's not assume anything. I just very intrigued by this case. I do not believe it's suicide. The pills on the floor, that could have been an accident. She could have fallen. I do not believe it's suicide, and it looks like it was planted there, the pills on the floor. But I also picked up that it could have been a electrocution. Apparently there was a heater in the bathroom. If the floor was wet or the heater had a defect, then it could have electrocuted the dog and the wife. So that is a possibility. It's a little far-fetched, but it's certainly a possibility. But I'm going to ask the pendulum. The pendulum is usually pretty correct. So was this, I'm sure it was not a suicide. How would both of them die unless at the same time it looked like, they said that they were both mummified, but especially the wife, which she probably died first. So if she did, then why would Gene not call 911? Okay, so that's why I'm led to believe they died at the same time. And the heater may have sped up the death process with her. Very suspicious that the dog is also dead. So, anyway, let's see. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Did Gene Hackman and his wife pass away from suicide? Okay, when the pendulum doesn't know, it goes up and down like this. When it says no, it goes backwards, and it is going backwards. So I do not believe this was any kind of suicide. They look like a happy couple, been together for 30 years, I believe. And when the pendulum goes circular this way, that is a yes. It's going backwards. Okay. So was this, the other possibility is a gas leak, but they already checked that. There was no gas leak. I'm wondering if it's possible if there was any other kind of toxin in the air. Did they get any work done on their home? Possibly toxin. That could have killed all three of them. So was there another kind of toxin besides a gas leak or carbon monoxide? I know they already checked that, the authorities. Was there a kind of toxin in the air? Food poisoning or toxin, was there kind of a toxic substance in the air? That is a no. What about food poisoning? That would make sense except for the dog. It really, wouldn't really make sense. The dog doesn't eat the same as the human normally. Could be food poisoning, though. Was it food poisoning? Maybe it was food poisoning. Did they die of food poisoning? Did they die of food poisoning? That is a no. Okay, so what else? Was it a natural death for all three of them? Was it a natural death? Natural? And I'm getting a no. So we're not much left with anything then except foul play. Did one of them fall? Apparently, Gene fell. So, did he fall? It says no. Interesting. Was there any kind of poisoning? Any kind of poisoning? Natural disaster? Electrocution? Were they electrocuted from the heater? That doesn't explain why he died, though, in a different room. It doesn't make sense. How about foul play? Was there foul play involved? It says yes, and also I'm seeing a man. I'm seeing a young man that they knew because they let him in the front door. That's what I'm seeing. A young man they knew. So this is a definite yes. It's going to the right, so I hope I'm wrong. But I see a young man. I would say it almost looks like that they were gassed, but gassed from, those medical masks, because there's no sign of injury. They were either were they poisoned or were they gassed? I'm seeing they were gassed. Okay, so they were either gassed from natural causes, or it looks like they were gassed. Wow, look at the pendulum. It's just really going. I feel like they were gassed, including the dog. Yeah. So either some invisible gas that they missed somehow, or it was foul play and they were gassed. Some kind of vendetta, maybe, or for money. I don't know. But I do see a young man. Dark clothes. No idea who this person is. So let's see what the cards say. Let's see what the cards say. All right. What is so about? It's very sad. He was such a good actor. My gosh. And I didn't know her, but he was a very good actor. And it's so sad. I feel so sorry for the family and the dog. That's very sad. Oh, I just love dogs. I'm glad the other two are alive. I wish dogs could talk. They could tell the story. But it looks like either an invisible gas that wasn't carbon monoxide, or they were gassed intentionally, or given drugs intentionally, because that looks like a setup to me, the drugs on the floor. So let's see, what is so, I'm just going to choose a few cards here. What is so about the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife and the dog? What do we need to know about this situation, please? What do we need to know? Very sad situation. What do we need to know, please? Sending lots of love and prayers to the family and friends of these individuals who I didn't know, do not know them, only by seeing him in movies. Wow. So 9 of Water, they had a lovely relationship. They really loved each other. This seems like it was true love. And then we have 8 of Air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So this is waiting to find out the results of what's happening. So the illusion of being trapped. that leads me to think, if you're feeling trapped in life, maybe, and there's no way out, it could have been a suicide, but I just don't think so. It just looks too suspicious to me. And then this is really interesting, we have the hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. We will find out the truth. We will. Yeah, this is very interesting. The hermit is self-discovery and learning, and wow. Yeah, it feels like they didn't socialize much. They seem to stay home a lot. That's what I'm picking up here. But it's really not giving much information here. Wow. Well, I guess we're not going to know. It takes a long time for the coroner to figure things out. But yeah, I don't think it was a suicide. Still, it could have been some kind of accident, but I'm leaning towards foul play. I hope I'm wrong. Anyway, sending lots of love and light to you all. Take care.